Well, hell. Welcome to the show, everybody. My name is Jack Spade, and tonight I have for you another rousing session of D&D 5e in my very own adventure called The King of the Lost Arch. And in just a moment, I'm going to be introducing you to four new players. Here, let me turn down that music a bit. And now, without further ado, I'm going to message the players and let them know I'm about to unmute so they know to behave. All right. And welcome to the stream, y'all.
Hello.
Hey.
Alrighty. So let's get down to the introduction, shall we? Starting over in the top left, we have Ashby. If you would like to introduce yourself and also introduce your character, what you look like, and also a bit of your backstory, as much or as little as you would like, please go ahead.
Hi, I'm Luck of the Draw, also known as Lucky. As far as Ashley goes, I'm just a regular old gal. Aha. Lucky is like a Black Panther who, at first can't really tell if it's a male or female. She goes by both, he goes by both. It doesn't really matter to them. They are from the jungle. They have daddy trauma, yay, and sister trauma. Their sister is a twin just like them. They ran away from home because they were next in line to rule their clan, and she didn't think she was a very good fit. So she ran away from home, giving the role to her sister. Her sister is mad at her. And yeah, she pretty much just abandoned her duties. And that is luck of the draw. She's got green eyes. She's 6'8" and skinny. She's about 165 pounds. Her personality is very nervous, but when she performs, she is overly confident or cocky. And yeah, that's luck of the draw.
Very cool. I'm going to continue in a clockwise formation. Silver Fox. Silver Vox, sorry.
Hey, what's up? Hey, what's up? Um, my name Silver Fox. And I'm playing the role of Razor. His actual full name really is Rajmil Orion. Um, Razor for short. He's a monk. He's a bit scrawny. It's a bit too thin for what you would expect for a monk to be. He's awkward. He's trying to get there, but he's pretty awkward in conversations and stuff. But whenever he locks in real hard. So there. I guess that's it for Razor for now.
Okay. Locking in, and we're continuing on in our clockwise direction. Off my meds.
I'm off my meds. I'm playing the role of Commodore. Commodore is a pirateer, Tempest cleric. He's recently shipwrecked, and that's about it. He does have pale skin, so he sticks out as a half orc, which is kind of odd. That's all the information I'm going to give.
Very good. And continuing on, last but not least, Paula.
Hello, everyone. I have played Jack a few times already. So, to those that know me, I'm Paula. Nice to meet all of you. And today I'm playing as Oceana, a Triton, mechanically, though she's actually a half Triton, that is a barbarian. She is trying to explore the outside world and experience more things so that she may one day become worthy of properly becoming a warrior of her tribe. And As a member of her people, she's also able to do mighty acts during combat, such as transforming parts of her body in shapes like those of monsters, aquatic monsters to be precise. And that's really it.
Certainly, Oceana won't be a fish out of water in this adventure.
At least I hope not.
It's fine, you can laugh. It was funny.
I laughed, but I was muted.
Okay. All right, that's fine.
The pains of push attack.
Persuasion check for laughter.
It's a fail
Hey,
for me.
the dungeon master always crits on performance checks. Okay.
Oh no.
So,
All right. Fair enough.
does
Fair
a
enough.
dan-
Fair enough.
Does a mind make you laugh, folks?
I should have like a toggle where just like applause appears above my head, like in Foundry and also in stream.
That
Okay,
would help actually.
just do like a laugh track, just like those awful sitcoms.
Oh,
So
we're like friends now. Oh.
no, just me. You guys are playing it straight.
We don't get laugh tracks?
You don't need them. You're just naturally entertaining. Anyway, enough about my hangups. Let's get started, shall we? So, you all have been traveling for about 2 weeks together. You've been traveling through an undisclosed section of Faerun. The trip with the rest of this convoy, the rest of this caravan, which numbers about 20 people, has been relatively uneventful, almost dreary. And that melancholy mood that seems to have overtaken the convoy about midway through this trip towards the next big town, which is in air quotes, the next big town, simply because I haven't really specified what direction you're actually heading. But you all know that you're headed in the same direction. You all have reason to stick together, as it were, and get to know each other over these 2 weeks. Is there anything that anyone would learn about your character over these 2 weeks? Something you would reveal, perhaps not intentionally, but would come out anyway?
Everybody would learn that Commodore is a cleric of Umberly, the bitch queen of the sea.
The bitch queen of the sea.
Who everyone would know is a chaotic evil god.
You could say she slays the waves.
Exactly. Slays the waves.
Anyone else?
You would probably learn everything about Lucky. They are a yapper.
I know. On Oceana's side, folks, you probably hear and know that she really wants to be strong, and the way to learn that, she probably will look at anyone in the group that has a positive strength score and be like, "Hey, let's spar."
Everyone would learn that Razor's looking for a person, a white dragonborn of some sort, but probably won't reveal why he's looking for the person.
Okay. Very good. You would all come to know the master of the caravan. He just goes by the name Whitmore. He's rather raucous and a bit audacious at times. He talks in a very odd kind of drawl, but he's a good guy to be around relatively. Your roles in this caravan can be whatever you decide they be. Some of you are guards, some of you were just travelers, perhaps some of you are merchants. That is up to you to decide. You can also decide that you've known each other longer than 2 weeks. Maybe you've traveled before. But I leave that up to you to decide. In the meantime, you guys have been traveling this time, getting to know each other, getting to know the caravan, and you are entering this very dense, thick wooded area. And about a day into this part of the trip, it begins to get very foggy, unseasonably so. And the reason why it's so disconcerting is because it's so thick, and the caravan master, Whitmore, decides to slow down the caravan to almost a crawl, simply because traveling at higher speeds with traffic perhaps coming at you is just not a good idea, even if you might hear them coming a ways off. So there is just a dragging that's been going on for several days until you come across a very dingy, rundown looking roadside town. And instantly, all of you become aware that something here is very wrong because you can hear the muffled cries, groans, and screams of the children in this town. The caravan stops, and Whitmore disembarks and begins to order people to prepare to rest here. And even though he is looking worriedly over at the town, hearing the cries, but he just shakes his head, seeing that there is just no other port in this storm. What would you like to do?
What direction are the cries coming from? Like, are they really close to us?
I'll say that you guys are still in the road as you guys decide to hop off the carts or not. They are probably about 100 feet away from you, just the townhouses. And you can hear that there are children not having a great time today.
Okay.
Oceana would look at the group and the caravan, and she would speak in her broken-ish common. Crying child, not good, bad luck sign. I have idea. You, and she points down to Lucky.
Mhm.
You get soft. Kids rub pat, and kids happy.
Oh, you want me to have the kids pet me? You want me to be a cat?
Exactly.
I am a cat. Yeah, I think yeah, I think I could make that work. Um, as long as I don't go alone because crying children make me nervous. I don't really know kids very well. I don't think, but yeah, I definitely should do that.
The Triton lady with her octopus-like legs stands tall and beats on her chest. Not to worry. Oceana the Brave will go with you.
Okay, yeah, cool. Let's go.
And then
Oceana,
she
Oceana and Luck disembark from a cart. What do the other two do?
Commodore's going to follow about 10 feet behind.
Right. Razor's probably gonna start freaking out, and then ask the rest of the group, guys, what if they're not people? What if they're ghosts?
then
Well,
Oceana Punch Ghost.
Ghost could pet me too. That's fine.
For that.
But I'm scared of ghosts.
Oh, you could pet me to make sure you're not scared if that helps.
Lucky,
Okay, that works, I guess.
Lucky's an equal opportunity service animal.
Yeah, I'm a support animal now.
Right. And then probably Razor would follow suit after.
Before they fully go, Oceana would go at the Caravan Master and say, it is okay for group people go, right?
Whitmore just kind of shrugs and says, "You're your own people. You do whatever you want, but just don't get left behind, because I don't think I'm coming back here for a while." And he looks around.
What
How
do we
long-
see? Do we see anything sketchy? Like,
Make a perception check.
all right.
Anybody who's interested can also do so as well.
Oh, I don't see shit.
You're too busy thinking about ghosts petting you.
Good instead of a perception. Oceana tried to focus on the vibes and roll an insight to see how she feels by her barbarian instincts.
Roll a wisdom check instead, then. Just a straight up
Oh, yeah.
wisdom check.
That is a 12.
Okay. Commodore, or is it Commodore?
Commodore.
Commodore, sorry. You hear that the children aren't necessarily like in any kind of physical trauma. You don't hear any reaction to like perhaps a stern parent, disciplining them or anything like that. It just sounds like really grumpy kids. Razor, you hear something similar, except that these kids they seem to be saying something, and they're all kind of saying something similar. You can't really make out what it is, but it seems like there's a common theme about their discontent.
Commodore looks at Razor. Is like, do you hear that?
Yeah, I do. But I can't make anything out of it though.
This is very strange.
Hear what? The cries?
Oceana, I imagine you kind of take a couple of steps towards the town. And when you do, you come to a well, which is basically the center of this small little roadside town. And across from the well from you, there is the row of houses. And off to your right, you see that there is an open doorway that leads to a tavern with a great big crackling fire.
Does the cry of the children seem to come from the tavern in specific or anywhere else?
No, it comes from the houses.
Houses. Oceana would move forward, look at the well, and look at the group. Crying from strange wood structures where people rest. Me forgot the word. Regardless, there is warm fire in there. Shall we check fire and question?
Yeah, we could do that. Maybe we, if you guys want to, I could go scout and see if I notice anything unusual. I'm pretty sneaky. I also have ways of making myself more sneaky if that makes the group feel better. And out of character, you guys would know like Lucky has turned herself invisible before.
Mm.
Commodore is gonna point out the fog. With all the fog, you think scouting would even be worth it?
Oh, you think like the fog will kind of give me cover?
How? Oh yeah, that's a good
Yeah,
point.
that's a good point.
Yeah.
Do I think the fog would give me some cover if I were to scout without invisibility?
Potentially. If you did act in a clandestine manner, perhaps you would have some kind of bonus or advantage.
Wasn't Luck scary from being alone before?
Yes, only because I am squishy and you guys have seen me, I get hit easily, but that's why I like to make myself invisible or sneak through the shadows.
Before Oceana responds, she does take a look at the well. Does she notice anything weird about it? As she takes a look at it.
Do you look into the well?
She does indeed.
As you peer into the well, you can see that the water kind of ripples, and I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Alrighty.
Hey.
There you go.
Hey.
Hey.
You do not suffer the damage caused by what you see, but you are all the more disturbed. You see a flash of the rippling water, which mirrors your reflection, but the rippling gives you the illusion as if you were about to tear off your own face and reveal not your own skeleton, but that of a ancient skeleton of a king wearing a shattered crown. And the ripples disappear.
Commodore is going to instantly say, "What's wrong?"
The Triton's face, which was already very pale, somehow managed to become even paler at the sight. She shakes her head to focus again before looking at the others. The water is words. The water is strange, not reflecting like water should. It's showing strange sight of me having a skeleton of a queen royal, male royal, coming out of me.
That's
Oh,
that's strange.
that's so strange. Do
And
we do
Razor's
we
gonna start panicking. I knew it. They're ghosts. Please, 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 please don't leave me alone, please.
Oh, you're
Oceana,
really scared
Oceana
of
picks
this?
up the monk. Don't worry, you're not alone.
Commodore gives you a big smack on the back, kind of like bros do. It's okay, man.
Ouch. What was that for?
To calm you down.
As you are
Do we
Okay.
get a sense that though, like, can we do an Arcana check on the well to see what kind of magic or?
describe how you would perform the Arcana check for me, please.
Well, I guess if need be, because weird stuff happening, I could cast detect magic.
You could.
So let's see. Um,
But if you don't want to use a spell, just describe how you would do the Arcana check for me.
well, what does the well look like?
It's
Just looks like an ordinary well.
it's a small well. The stone part that acts as the entranceway into it is about 3 feet high. There's a wooden structure built on top to house the water bucket, which is currently sitting on the edge of the stone.
But nothing of the well looks like out of the ordinary.
No, not at first glance, anyway.
Then I don't, you know what? I don't think my character probably would do an Arcana check.
We are wasting time. Here, let's ask about well in Fiery Place. And Oceana is still carrying the monk, starts walking towards the tavern. So if the monk ever wants to leave, he can easily. She's not holding him tightly.
All
She
right,
just like make sure he's
And
not alone.
then
I was about to say, describe how
gonna
you're
wrap-
how you're carrying him. Is it like a football or is it like a child?
Do you know when you're traveling and you carry a suitcase under your arm?
How does Razor feel about this?
right. Well, Razor's gonna wrap his arms around Oceana because he's trying to grab whatever he can grab to feel safe, I guess.
Okay.
And
As
then
you
comes with it.
as you do so, you will notice that Oceana's like holding onto Oceana is a bit cold to the touch, almost like a wet fish.
Ew. Sorry, Oceana.
Does she have a slime coat like most fish?
Not quite like that. It just seems a bit chilly to the touch.
Gotcha.
Kind of like putting your hand on an ice cube.
Comforting.
Gotcha.
Comforting.
Sidebar, I did send you a quick message in our chat, Jack,
Okay.
just for you to look at.
Now, as they're walking
Oh,
toward-
I apologize for that. I
It's okay.
thought I re-imported. I'm gonna do that right now.
I went to go. I was like, oh, I don't have.
No, that's
detect
important.
magic.
That's very
then I said,
important as
"Oh,
we
I-
proceed.
I think I
Yeah,
do
that's-
have it.
that's
There we
so
go.
important.
I just need to change your token back because it overrode it, but that's fine. That'll take just a second. While I'm doing that, please continue.
So
As they're
Oceana
walking-
would. Oh, sorry, continue, please.
No, you
My
go.
apologies.
You're good. On you.
Well, in that case, Oceana would continue to go forward, still carrying not Minotaur being hugged. And does the door to the tavern open as she pushes against it to go inside?
Already open.
Okay, in that case, the Triton, not caring about how peculiar someone like her carrying an elf entering looks like, would simply enter and say to no one in particular, "Hey, what's your well problem?"
And then Razor's gonna second the motion. Yeah, what she said.
And as this is coming on, Commodore's standing in the doorway.
I will be behind him, just kind of like my head peeking around his shoulder, like, ooh, what's going on?
You startle the barman who's behind the counter, who you imagine to be the owner operator of this tavern. And he looks up at you. You can see he was mid polishing a glass, and he says, well problem, what?
Yes, well has skeleton. You talk to him, monk, please. And then she kind of lifts up the monk elf. to look in the eye at the bartender, shaking Malira to have him back in her place, as her comment's quite bad.
And then Razor's gonna try to explain the best he can. He's gonna go, yeah. So we picked inside the well, and there were ghosts and everything. And so what's wrong with the well?
You see him close his eyes and shake his head and say, "If that's true, that's just one more problem on top of the pile around here." And he crosses his arms and leans back.
Commodore's gonna step in when he hears that, and he's gonna ask, "What kind of problems you been having around here?"
Well, I'm sure you could hear them. The kids, they're screaming and crying because of nightmares.
Nightmares.
He
Nobody
nods.
likes screaming kids. So if they're screaming all the time, when's the last time you slept?
I sleep just fine. Don't have any myself, but can't say the same for the parents around here.
Yeah. Well, that must be helping you with, serving alcohol and all that.
You'd think so, but parents who don't sleep, they don't want to die from alcohol consumption.
Yeah.
Do nightmares have?
I think while this conversation's happening, Lucky will kind of like just keep a peek on the outside, making sure like they don't see anything weird happening.
Make a perception check.
Okay. Maybe I'll be better this time. Let's see.
Ooh, much better.
Let's go.
With a 22, you take a look outside as everyone is kind of investigating this interior space, and you notice that there were some of the townspeople watching y'all. And then as soon as they realize that you're watching, they kind of like huddle back together and then immediately fuck off somewhere else.
So I'm getting like weird vibes.
You're getting suspicion vibes, which is not uncommon for you being a tabaxi traveling amongst humans and other types of humanoids.
I wonder if I'm smart enough to know the difference, or if I'm like, everybody looks at me like that.
Here's my suggestion. Given that you're 5th level, you've obviously been on the road for longer than 2 weeks. So I would imagine you've had plenty of opportunities to discover what's the word I'm looking for? Prejudices that abound.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Whether or not Luck actually pays attention, that's up to you.
Yeah, Commodore's like still next to me. Oh, he stepped in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I just kind of whisper in your ear, and I'll just say, seems like the townspeople are watching us suspiciously. Don't know what that's about, but I noticed it just a minute ago, and I think we should keep our eyes on it.
Commodore's going to abruptly ask the tavern guy that, why are they watching us that way?
You're new.
Yeah, I've been to a lot of towns, and I don't usually get that look. And I'm a pale half orc. I get a lot of looks too.
Well, let me break it down for you this way. If you lived in a town and your kids are screaming and crying, and strangers suddenly appeared out of the fog, wouldn't you be suspicious?
How long these kids have been screaming? You said a few weeks.
Couple months.
Couple months.
You guys have been the second group of travelers that come in since it started.
What happened to the first group?
Well, they were here. There was some kind of hubbub. That gentleman over there in the corner was somehow involved, and he gestures over to a young man, an older man, excuse me. He has a shock of red hair, and he has bloody bandages wrapped around his head. And you can see that he is sitting at a table just staring at the grain of the wood. And leaning up against his table is a rather thick walking stick.
Commodore points at him and is like, "You, what happened to you?"
He's a bit farther away.
Okay.
He's kind of like at the other end of the tavern.
Gotcha.
Oceana would look at the bartender, think for a little, and then shake her head to say, Me know how to solve this. Very easy, as Oceana is very smart. You give us words. You give us information, and in exchange, solve problems. Deal?
I'm not really sure there's a problem for y'all to solve. And
Like
kind
we
of
do
like,
have a problem.
that's true, we do, but frankly, I have no clue about how to solve it. And he goes back to polishing a glass.
I think Lucky would go talk to the gentleman that he pointed at.
And while she does that, Commodore's going to step back into the doorway.
Okay.
Oceana would put the monk down now. Imagine that she probably would feel safe considering they're inside the doors. And once making sure Razor was okay, she would also follow Luck because she wants to solve this as well.
Hello, friend. Are you okay?
You look upon this older man, and you can see that he has a completely full tankard of ale on his right, and he doesn't seem to acknowledge you when you speak to him. He's just staring down at the table.
That's rude man. Cute cat spoke to you. Hello, can you hear us? And
Yeah.
Oceana lightly pokes his side.
What you got against cats?
He immediately starts as if he was napping or something with his eyes open, and he looks around and shakes his head and says, "Oh, I'm sorry. Can I help you?"
The bartender said that you were traveling with a group and something happened.
He hangs his head and he says, "Yes, my daughter was taken from me."
Like,
We,
like kidnapped?
yes.
We call it kidnapped where I'm from.
Well, my kitten, he looks to you as he says that, was stolen from me when we were riding in our caravan coming through this area, and it happened so fast. It was over before I even knew what was happening.
Well, what does your daughter look like?
She's a bit on the shorter side, shorter than this young man here, and he points to Razor. Red hair, very slight and very pale, and freckles. Her name's Elena.
And then Razor's gonna comment, hey, I'm not that short.
Well, shorter than you. I imagine you're average. He frowns.
Fair enough.
Do you have anything else that could help us if we, were to see her? We could get you all back together.
Do you know what took her?
He nods and he says, "Yes, I saw them do it briefly, and then I lost consciousness. I still don't quite understand what happened, but they ambushed us on the road, tied
Who's
up
they?
these cloaked figures. They just came out of the tree line all at once. They occupied our guards, and then they snatched Elena right out from my grasp, and they knocked me unconscious somehow." And he kind of rubs the back of his head.
Yeah, could Oceana do some sort of check to see if the man still has any sort of wounds or the like?
You can see that there is blood soaking into the bandages on the back of his head and also one side of his head, facing towards you. So his left,
Good.
basically.
I was gonna ask, can I do an insight to see if we feel like he's not tricking us?
I'll give you for free that he seems very earnest. That he is
Okay.
definitely experiencing a loss for sure.
The
And
Triton
then
thing-
as soon as Razor hears this, because the people that took her kid were wearing hoods, right?
Yes.
Razor would dart in and then ask them, wearing hoods? Is a dragonborn with them?
He shakes his head and closes his eyes as if trying to remember everything he can, and then he opens them wide and says, "There was another thing. As they were running away, I saw a green serpent peeking out from one of their sleeves, looking at me before it slunk back into the shadows.
Yeah, I don't like snakes either, so I don't blame you.
I
Could I roll something to see if I know anything about the symbol, like history, nature, religion?
so just to clarify, it was a live snake that seemed to be
Oh,
peeking out of the
nice.
robes, out of the cloak.
Oh,
Did the
Alright.
cloaks have any symbols on it that you remember?
He shakes his head and says, "No, they were practically uniform, but they were otherwise nondescript."
Oh, this reminds me, I have asked. The drinksman there said other group talked to you and then begun. What's
Yes,
deal with that?
I was the caravan master for that last caravan, and I couldn't, in good conscience, let them stay here with me while I wait for help, or perhaps someone brave enough to venture northward in the direction they took her to try and find her. So I sent
As
them.
soon as the barbarian hears the words brave, everyone would see her eyes light red. Brave? Oh, Shiana brave! She hits her hand on the table. It's decided. Oceana shall help you and prove she's the bravest of them all. Tell us, what can I do to help find your spawn?
I'm sorry. What did you say?
Um,
What was the
which
last
part
part?
missed?
What was the last part? Sorry.
What can you tell us so that I can go help find your spawn, your child?
He looks at you and he says, "Are you seriously considering going after her?
Yes. Just
Why?
says
are
a
you
straight
not?
face.
Why? You don't know me. You don't owe me anything."
Why does that matter? A warrior must help others that can't fight. You clearly can't fight. I clearly warrior. So I clearly help you.
He
Simple.
he purses his lips, and you can see his eyebrows knit together, and then he lightly slaps the table with both of his palms and stands, and he says, "All right. If you're willing to go and chase after her, I'm willing to pay each of you 500 gold to bring her back safe."
Holy moly.
As he stands, a Commodore is just kind of stepping in, trying to see, make sure everything's all right, because he can't hear y'all.
Mr. Old Man, what's your name?
Theodore Barnett.
Theodore. Do you think that your daughter getting kidnapped has maybe anything to do with the children crying and having nightmares that they said?
That was happening after I arrived, after Elena was kidnapped. That was.
So maybe we can knock two birds out with one stone.
He shrugs and says, "That would probably be a wonderful boon, but I fail to see the connection."
Well, you haven't seen much. You were knocked out.
He nods and looks down at the table again and sits.
Sorry, Theodore. I'm not, the best with people, you know.
It's okay. And then Oceana lightly pats Lucky's top of the head. Lucky meanwhile. Uh, but don't worry. We help you find your spawn. And then she looks at the half orc. Men here gave us mission. As brave warriors we accept, and men say he pay us each 500 gold to give, she says that to the half orc to give a quick explanation what happened.
Do you mind? What direction did they take her just so that we're not, what direction?
North.
Yes, north.
Did they
Uh,
leave any sort of, what's the word? Ah, everyone will see she speaks something in her native tongue before remembering how it says in come. Ah, yes. Did they leave any sort of hint about base or intent? Like, did they seem focus on something in her, such as gold pouch.
He shakes his head and said, "No, when they raided our caravan, they took nothing of value except Elena."
Hmm, then we must make haste indeed. Everyone, me ready to go and see north.
Yeah, let's ask
Does
the
any of you
let's
have?
ask the bartender real fast what he knows what's north. That way we're not
Oh,
surprised. Mr.
see,
Bartender, what's north of
He's
here?
crossing his arms and he hasn't been listening too intently, but he has been watching your group interact with Theodore. And he still crossing his arms. He looks to you and says, "Well, there is an anomaly out in the northern forest." He starts scratching his chin. You see, that whole section just used to be nothing but wilderness. Nothing interesting out there, just a space for our mountain men and woodsmen to make their living. But a couple of months back, there was a pair of iron gates, and we could see the silhouette of some kind of structure in the mist that started to pour forth from the north. And we frankly evacuated the area and have not returned.
Well, that does help us and give us some information on what we're going to be upon. Thank you, bartender.
He just nods and says, "Are you really about to head into there?"
why yes, we warriors, the man no warrior. He needs help. So we warriors have help. Simple. I
He
don't understand you outside of sea folk.
he sets his teeth on edge and just kind of exhales and, "All right, free drinks, one round before you head out." And he begins to pour mugs of ale for each of you.
After Oceana says that, Lucky like whispers to the bartender, "And I work for money." Ha ha ha.
And then
Uh,
Razor's gonna whisper to the bartender too. I'm just not trying to get left alone.
Razor.
Commodore walks up when he hears a free round, and he starts chugging his ale, and it's just dripping down all the front of him.
The ale
Yeah.
the ale's not great. It's definitely a
Aw.
little flat, but it definitely beats not having anything at all.
And as soon as he hears that money's involved, he starts choking. Money, like gold,
Yeah, 500.
500.
Yes, that's what
What
the
do we
man
gotta do?
offered. But
What
I
we gotta
don't.
do? Who we gotta kill?
Oh.
Save the main spawn.
Demon spawn?
No, the main spawn.
No,
I
we're
don't
not
see
no,
demon.
we're not killing his spawn. We're looking for the children, his child, his
Yeah, I
daughter.
don't kill children. Okay.
Yeah, I don't kill children either. But we don't even know how old she is. But anyway, she might be old like an adult. I don't know.
Oh,
Her name's
Oceana points to the man with red hair. His child got stolen by a strange group. It went north. Kind bartender man gave us information that there is strange location north where child may be. The red-haired man offered gold for us to save the thing because seems to be some ritual for you uplanders to need gold to do basic stuff.
He's finishing chugging his ale, and he's nodding, and he slams the mug down. All right, let's go get our gold. He starts walking
Yeah,
toward the door.
let's get our gold.
Oh, yes, one moment. And everyone sees Oceana, despite being barbarian, clearly very forceful so far, picking the mug with a complete dainty way and sipping it calmly. I see. Thank you very much, drink man. Okay, me ready. Let's go.
I do pull out a gold and give it to the bartender and say, thanks for the free round and information always helps.
He picks up the gold coin and holds it in front of him, and he says, "For the information," and pockets it.
All right, let's ride.
That's right. Oh,
And then
yes, before we
Razor's gonna
go.
wrap his arms around Oceana, and then gonna say, "I guess we're really doing this, huh?"
Don't worry, it'll be okay. Come up. And then this time, instead of carrying you like a baggage, Oceana puts him on her back and starts going forwards.
And then Razor's gonna follow along.
You step back out into the town as a group, and you're once again greeted by the fog that is ever present over the last couple of days. You can still see that the town is shrouded in the fog, and you also see your caravan that is slowly being disassembled for a resting mode.
Ah, this reminds me. One moment. Do we see the caravan, Master?
Whitmore is very easily found.
Oceana would approach him, still carrying Razor out the way during the whole trip, and said, "Oh, caravan owner, I have news to share."
Well, you're all together. That's good to see. Is what can I do? What can I do you for?
We hired to help by a man to save his spawn. He offered us 500 gold to do so.
Well,
I,
that's either a lucky break or spelling your doom. I don't know which yet.
but I still have contract to do with you, so if I give you 200, would you mind waiting for us a bit until we are done for deal?
Well, I'm not going to horn in on a contract from an outside party. Are you asking for us to wait for you?
Yes, in exchange of my part of gold.
How much time do you need?
Um, she looks at Lucky. You smart. How much time would be good?
Oh, well, if we're fast and if we do good, well, maybe, I don't know. How, let's see, you're staying here for the night, so that night gives us can we have, I don't know, 24 hours
Well,
a day?
actually, we're going to be here a little while longer. We need to recover because that grinding pace was a bit grating. If you understand. So we need to rest the horses and the mules and make sure everybody can forage around here to get our supplies back up. So we're probably looking at about a 3-day extension.
I think we could
Mm.
do it in 3 days. Yeah, that sounds fair.
Then I ask for 5 days total to 8. 3 days extension and then 5 days, 2 extra days for 8. That's fair?
Make a persuasion check, and I'll say someone can
Oh,
offer advantage because they
I'll
were
give you advantage.
thank God.
Hey,
doesn't matter.
Hey, that's nice.
Hey, you didn't need me. You didn't need
Hey.
me.
With a
Look, I have.
with a 15, he says he leans in close to you, Oceana, and he says, "You better have a damn good story when you come back."
Don't worry.
I'll do one better for you. I'll make you a song.
Even better.
the
All right
merchant
then.
who waited.
Let us go then, everyone. Follow the monkey one. And then she walks as Razor's behind her.
All right.
And
You
Razor's
begin
just gonna be on her back, like a kid.
with your
Again, reminder, Ocean is not holding you too tightly. If Razor at any point wants to get out, he can easily do so. I do want to point this out.
he's just spider monkeying on Oceana's back right now.
You're not.
All right. You guys spoke to Whitmore. You've secured 5 days to trek to wherever you need to be and complete the task that you have taken up, which is to rescue Eleanor Barnett. I'm sorry, Elena Barnett. You begin to head north. You guys travel for about an hour and a half into the woods. You easily pick up the trail that Theodore gave you, a general location of where he was jumped. And you begin to. Uh-oh. Who was that?
Twilight.
Oh. Are you good? Ash, are you good? Nope, doesn't seem like it. We'll give her a second.
I think we're having trouble hearing you.
Are you good now? Ash, can you hear me?
Yeah, good now.
Try again. Yeah,
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 I can hear you guys. Yeah.
Okay, good.
That was
Oh.
weird. It was a massive lag.
yeah.
Paul, are you
Hey
there?
Yeah, we're good now.
Discord
Okay.
decided to leave for some reason.
Yeah, okay, so it shit the whole bed.
Yeah, it's just a lag spike.
All right. So you guys have been
Discord being
traveling.
Discord.
Yeah, you guys have been traveling for about an hour and a half. You pick up the track that Theodore gave you a general description of, and you find the beginnings of it and begin to head north. These figures, whoever they were, are traveling on foot. There's no horse tracks, there's no cart tracks, there's nothing like that that you're following. Everybody, I would like you to make a perception check as you get to this point of the tracking.
Do we know what time of day it is?
It is currently about 2:30 in the afternoon.
I know everything.
Nice.
This is so spooky.
Isn't that 20?
Every single
Yeah.
animal type race that has been played through this adventure always rolls a crit on this part. I don't understand why.
Is it really?
Yes, this is very spooky.
You're welcome. I love to be part of your trope here.
It's a tradition.
Seems like. Anyway, Luck, you and Razor, actually, because you also rolled very well. You both smell the same thing being carried on this slight breeze that doesn't even seem to move the fog about, which is very off-putting. But what you smell is rust, iron. At first, you're worried that it's maybe blood on the wind, but it clarifies itself and reveals itself to be a very strong source of oxidizing iron.
Do we put together that maybe it has something to do with the structure or the iron gates that the bartender was talking to us about?
Maybe. You're headed in the right direction for the source.
Yeah, I'll say to Razor, I'll say, you remember that bartender was telling us that they had iron gates and a large structure? Do you think we're picking that smell up?
And then Razor's gonna try and sniff Oceana, making sure that it was not her.
No, definitely not.
Are you sure it's not you?
It's definitely not.
All right, cool. Yeah, probably. Yeah, I smell that too. So probably it's the gate.
Okay. Do you guys continue forward?
Yes.
As Oceana smell that, she looks confused. The group, I smell it? Huh?
No. It was not you. It was not you.
Oh, I see.
And then I guess Razor's gonna tell everyone to keep moving forward if everyone's okay with it.
As Oceana does, does the fog seem to get thicker or lighter as we move towards that direction?
It doesn't
By
really.
any chance?
At this point, it doesn't seem to have gotten thicker or thinner.
Okay. In that case, let's go ahead. Let's continue marching.
You continue to press forward, and after about 15 minutes beyond smelling the iron, you all see that there is a shift in the density of the fog, almost like a wall, except you can see through it. And behind this fog wall, you see a shape silhouetted. It's a massive structure, and you can just make out the telltale signs of a gate set inside a wall that must be 100 to 200 feet tall. What do you do?
Commodore's going to pull his spear out and just kind of poke the wall a little bit.
It goes through easily.
Goes through easily.
Is this an illusion?
He looks at the
You could do an Arcana check maybe, or you could do detect magic.
Let's see. I think because shit's weird. I think I'll do an Arcana. After I see that the spear goes straight through, I think I'll do an Arcana check and just see. I've seen like illusion magic before. Maybe this is an illusion.
How exactly would you perform this Arcana check as a Lucky?
I would probably like pull my lute out and be like sitting there kind of going back and forth and seeing it go through and then back and then through and then back and being like, my dad used to play a trick with me when I was a kid like this.
Make an Arcana check. Oh my goodness.
Hey.
23. With the 23, you start to kind of hum a tune as well as strumming, and there is an odd resonance. And this is something you've seen before. You've been in places that were perhaps not exactly wholesome, and you've seen your music react in spaces like this. You think that there is a necrotic shroud mixed in with this fog. Not at dangerous levels, or at least not yet. But yeah, something is hinky here.
As you- Oop, no, sorry.
I'll share that with the group. I'll just say, "Oh, you guys, I'm getting a sense of some necrotic energy coming from the fog gate."
As she was doing all that, can I inspect the tip of my spear?
Sure. You pull back the spear, and you can see that there's water droplets of condensation on the tip.
I look over at Lucky and kind of give her like that weird, like, what is this about kind of facial expression.
Well, I'm not, unfortunately, I know lots of magic. I don't know what this is exactly, but I'd say I don't know, we'd have to maybe go through it.
Solution simple. Huggy Monk. One moment, and then she puts Razor down. And after she puts that down, she ties a rope around her waist and that's the other end to the group. Here, hold this. Does anyone grab it? The other end?
Razor's gonna grab the rope, and then does Razor see any traces of the group that took the child? By any chance?
What would you be looking for specifically?
I don't know, maybe like traces of leftover food from when they were walking, or maybe footprints or something. Any type of struggling from the child?
Okay.
Some sort?
Describe what you would do to go about finding that information.
Right. So it's like an illusion of a wall of some sort, right?
Maybe.
Do we see any footprints that pass it?
Okay,
pass
so you're
through
like crouching
the
down
illusion or
and
something?
looking at the ground and stuff.
Right. Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, roll me a investigation check or survival,
Oof.
your choice.
Okay.
Either or.
I'll pick survival.
Ashana was going to go through the gate already with the rope, but when seeing Razor instead kneeling down, she didn't kneel down next to him and see if she could aid him in some sort of way.
There is something odd that you spot, Razor. You do see that there are tracks. And it goes from these footprints in the mud, and then you see that the footprints are they go from like indentions to mud being splattered on these cobblestones that you're standing on before this fog cloud. I'm sorry, this fog wall. And then you look a little bit further on, you can't quite see, and you think your eyes might be playing tricks on you through the fog wall, but you think you see the footprints go from feet to some kind of strange mark on the ground. You would have to cross the wall to get a better look.
Anything useful you find, Razor? Or
And then I'm gonna tell Oceana. So there were creatures that passed through here, but I can't quite make that trap right there. You want to go inside, Oceana?
Yes, that's the idea. That's the plan. I will
Alright.
go now. Worst come to worst, I die. Happens. And then she crosses the wall.
And then I'm gonna pull you out. And then yeah. Razor's gonna hold the rope, the other end of the rope.
Oceana, you decide to push through the fog wall. As you do, it doesn't necessarily take more effort, but you can feel that there is some kind of friction on your body. You can feel the water droplets of the fog condensing and slightly pushing against your skin and clothes. But you do pass through without any issue. What is revealed is very similar to a leviathan poking its head out from a curling wave in a turbulent ocean. You see a massive iron gate with rusted hinges set into a massive wall 150 feet tall.
Perfect.
Yep.
Oceana would try to move her hands behind and lightly press against the fog. Does it seem like she can move back, or does it seem like she's stuck?
It doesn't seem like you're stuck. It seems like you may have the ability to go back and forth.
Okay. In this case, seeing that there is no immediate danger, Oceana would try to go past the fog cloud again, back the others to tell them about what she saw. Can she do so?
Yes.
When she goes back, she looks at the group and says, fog easily passable. Behind, past it seems to be the metal thingy that the Greenkeeper stole us before.
Mm.
Commodore steps through, and since this whole time he's been away from the sea, this is the closest thing that he's reminded of being on board of ship.
There is a slightly similar sensation to like sea spray as you push through this fog wall. It clings to you in a similar way, but then immediately falls away from your skin and clothes when you pass through. It's very unsettling and unnatural.
think
Oceana
I-
would also follow along after telling the group this. She wants to
I
go
think
back.
I would look at Razor and say, I guess it's our turn to walk through the fog.
I guess so. And then we would go straight through the fog.
You do so. And you see the same sight that Oceana described. You now see it clearly, like a massive beast revealing itself from behind some kind of foliage or tree line. You see this massive gate set in a very tall wall. And as you stand there
Uh,
together, you begin to hear it. You hear the grinding of gears, as these massive gates open for you, like a waiting maw awaiting a delicious meal.
They're at least polite. They open the door. They must be. Is this the so infamous nobles I heard so much about? Big
don't-
gates,
I don't
opening things.
I don't think so, but I think they already know we were coming somehow, so
Well then, let us not keep them waiting. And Oceana would try to her shield on her left hand and her right hand empty, so still keeping the rope around her waist. She would continue to pass through the gate first, while trying to look for any sort of signs of traps on the ground or so.
Okay. Make a perception check for me as you are on radar mode going through this gate here.
Alrighty.
Does anyone
That is-
Does anyone stay behind, or do you all follow behind Oceana?
I follow behind her. Before I step off, I kind of like give Razor kind of like a backhand to the chest. Is like, all right, let's go party, man.
And then Razor's gonna try and shout inside. Is the like what's behind the gate? Is it like a large room, or is it also more open area?
You see off in the distance that there are some kind of structures.
All right, gotcha. So Razor's gonna shout and try to call anyone's attention. Hello, hello.
You just hear
Commodore's going,
you just hear an echo bouncing around in the entrance of this I forget what it's called on like a castle town, but like an entranceway past the moat. I forget what it's called. It's like a gatehouse or something. I think you just hear an echo bouncing around the stone tunnel here.
I think Lucky would follow suit, but Lucky would be quiet and try to be like inconspicuous.
I got a
Right, and
13.
Razor's gonna follow suit. Yeah.
Okay. As you begin to push forward, Oceana, you're kind of trying to put your detection skills to work, and you spot it. You see your first sign of life here since you've left the town. You see a very brief flicker of emerald green beginning to slither across the ground about 100 feet away from you.
Her already big eyes would go even wider as she notices it. Who would be the closest one of the group? Would it be Commodore?
Probably Commodore, and then Lucky, and then probably Razor.
Okay. Then Oceana would
Excuse me.
lightly take one tentacle closer to Commodore and say to him, "Look, green, slithering. Just, I think it may be a foe. Get ready. Can
And now that she's pointed
so-
out, you can all see this almost liquid green puddle that is obviously some kind of viper making its way lazily across the ground in front of you, but about 100 feet away.
I've
What do
never
you
seen a
do?
serpent like that before.
Can I do a master check on it by any chance?
Sure.
Alright then. I'm going to use this for the master check.
Sure.
God damn it.
It's a snake.
Yes. I heard of these. Land eels.
Oh yes, land snakes. I think we used to eat them in the jungle.
You eat serpents in the jungle.
The snake is growing farther away as you talk amongst yourselves.
Oh, it's like
Uh,
leaving us?
Yes.
It's going the opposite direction?
Correct. It's actually passing in front of you, but it is heading in a direction away from you.
Does the tracks it makes resemble the tracks that Razor had seen before?
Razor, would you have gone and checked the track you couldn't see clearly before? Or would you have not thought about it?
At this point, once we entered the gate, probably not. Probably Razor forgot about it because he was too scared.
As you begin to think about perhaps turning back and looking at the track that you did not spot correctly, you hear it once again. As the massive steel gates close behind you, sealing you inside a castle town. You see now in front of you is a sprawling skyline of disheveled and crumbling structures, and off in the distance, very far away, you see a massive stone arch towering over the sky.
The snake is running which direction? Towards the Darwin thing?
Let's say that it's crossing from your right to your left, about 100 feet away. Now it's probably about 110 feet away.
When we
Oceana,
were traveling and we were looking at tracks, did we see this track with like the natural 20 that we rolled or the high perception we had? Did we see the same?
That natural 20 check was for, you know what? Sure, why not? I'll say you saw mixed in with the tracks were grooves, as if
Grooves,
from
okay.
a slithering creature on the ground.
Oceana would look at Luck, having decided that they are the smartest one of the group, and say, Luck, you smart, quick. Oceana follow or Oceana not follow?
Let me think. Did we hear anything else happening?
You do not hear anything except for a slight wind. And as you hear the wind, You look to the buildings and you can see what grandeur remains is being eked away as each gust of wind chips away at the mortar.
Okay, I say Oceana follow Snake.
Okay. And then as soon as she hears this, the barbarian starts going after the snake to try to keep up with it despite being far away.
Are you doing it stealthily?
Yes. She's trying to do both stealthily and fast if possible.
Anybody who would not want to alert the snake, please roll a stealth check.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Behold, the stealth of the seas.
My,
Oh my
God.
Oh my god.
I told you folks, the stealth of the
I
seas.
told you that I rolled really good before. I wasn't kidding.
Oh god.
Another nat 20. What?
I'm sorry. I won't be useful in combat at all because I probably won't roll any nat 20s in combat. But
My God.
Commodore sounds like a fucking freight train.
Okay. Well, unfortunately, 2 of you failed. But there was a crit, so that overrides one of the failures. But there's still another failure. So, you start to kind of sneak behind the snake, and unfortunately, Oceana kind of trips over something in the ground and stumbles slightly, which is enough to alert the serpent. You see its head come up immediately and look behind it and look at all of you. And then it begins to dash away. If you would like to try to catch up to the snake or not lose sight of it, everybody make athletics checks.
Would Oceana and Razor have any sort of advantage due to our higher speeds than most? I think as a monk, Razor should have higher speed too, and as a barbarian, have 40
Yeah.
feet of speed.
I'll keep that in mind. Perhaps
Okay.
the DC is lower for y'all.
I'm not
Thank you.
athletic.
Athletics, right?
Yes,
Is it
athletics.
athletics or acrobatics?
Athletics.
All right.
Yeah, can I do cartwheels over instead? I would
Yeah,
probably have
unfortunately
better
not.
luck.
Oh, another
Because-
crit!
Because of
Hey!
my nat 20, can I just like scoop up?
Oceana!
Oceana's running, she noticed Luck dragging behind, so she's like,
I will say that Commodore and Ocean are pretty much neck and neck falling behind this serpent, and you are actually gaining ground as you begin to see that it is going towards a ruined building. And you never lose sight of this creature, though you don't gain enough ground to catch it and put hands on it potentially. But you do see that it begins to squeeze itself underneath a closed door and slip inside a building, which I will show you in just a moment.
You would make us fight a door in our first fight.
Of course, of course. What, did you think I was a good DM or something? Like, come on.
I thought you'd be a fair DM.
Fight
Like-
a door. Well, at least the door doesn't hit back. Or
Well,
does it?
you would think so. You would think so, but
you arrive. I don't know why you can see through this wall. Oh, that's why. Hold on just a moment. I don't know why. What happened to this wall here? I apologize for the delay.
You good, man? It'd be like that.
It do be like that sometimes. Okay. I think that's going to fix it. Let me just double check here. And let me just reset the fog of war. Okay. Perfect.
It's so cool being on the other side of Foundry.
Right? Oh, right. Boop. You come up to the door of this building. Whoever would like to open the door, you may try the handle if you would like.
Oceana, you're strong.
Razor's gonna try.
Oh, go ahead, Razor.
Yeah, Razor's gonna try and see if the door's locked or something.
You try the handle and it turns freely. It does not appear to be locked.
Okay, and then as soon as Razor figures out that it's unlocked, he moves back and then lets other people go in first.
Commodore walking first.
Why did the snake enter? By the way,
It
just to have
squeezed
some
itself under the door.
under the door. Okay.
Commodore
Okay.
walking first.
Oh,
Okay.
you want to first? Go ahead.
There you go, Meds. You can open the door.
Forget about that.
All good. You immediately see the snake is down the hallway to your left as it squeezes through a disheveled rubble pile and heads out of sight.
All right, since I walked in the door, can I move in here?
Yep, sure can.
All right.
Can I just have to move?
Yep,
To
please go
confirm?
ahead.
Yep.
The game is on pause, so move as you would like to.
As we enter, and because Ocean didn't see the door, should ask Commodore. Did you see the snake when you open the land eel?
Land
Yeah, you-
eel.
Yeah, your land deal went to the left.
The left.
Maybe.
Wait, before you go, one moment, everyone quiet. And Oceana would try to see if she could listen to the sound of any other creature or person that could be inside making sounds.
Make a perception check. You do not hear any other sounds, and you can faintly hear the sound of foliage rustling from the other side of the wall.
Well, if the land eel went that way, then me follow it. And she continues to go forward.
You come to this next
Commodore.
section, and it's a low, passable thing. You can squeeze through, but you'll have to get on your hands and knees and go prone to do so.
Can I do a row to see if I can do basically an acrobatic row, like you roll through and get up on the other side very quickly?
Sure, let's try that. Let's see if you can avoid going prone for this movement. All right, 15's good enough. You roll through like a Dark Souls roll, and you immediately spot the snake as it is about to climb an ivy green wall.
How? Found you, dirty land eel.
You can see that is lacing itself in between the stalks of the ivy as it climbs this wall.
Darn it. It's too fast. Can I still see it as it climbs, or has it already gone over?
You can see that it's on top of this ledge up here, but it is beginning to move.
Can I try
Could
to...
Razor try to slide in?
Sure, make an acrobatics check.
Oceana is.
While he's doing so, is there any sort of rubble around?
Yes, easily you can find some kind of rock to throw.
Okay, so Oceana's going to grab a rock and try to throw it at the ledge to scare the snake and have it fall. Try to have it fall.
Okay. Unfortunately, you don't have line of sight because it's already on top of the ledge. However, Razor, you try to do like a baseball slide through this narrow entryway, and you just kind of fall on your stomach. But you do make it through. Unfortunately, you are prone currently.
All right, cool.
Damn thing. Quick! We need to get up and go through. The thing is trying to move away. And Oceana will continue to go forward to see if she can get line of sight with it alongside her rock.
You see that there is a good 30
yeah.
foot high platform at the top of this green wall here.
Commodore is gonna point to Lucky and be like, "I can't do that. You go first."
I can. Okay. And Lucky's gonna hopefully acrobatically enter.
Razor, do you get out of the way?
I did.
I'm gonna try to scramble away.
Okay.
And follow Oceana.
Okay.
I'll say, oh, Commodore, I tripped on my tail and hit my head really hard.
You go prone and just kind of slide. I won't punish a natural one in this case, but I could if I wanted to. So be aware.
You could. And I would not be mad if you did. I hope you do better than me.
Commodore is gonna cast guidance on himself.
Okay. If you just crawl through normally, there's no check involved. These guys are just clowning around trying to not go prone.
Oh, we could just did that.
Yeah.
Like,
Commodore's checking like YouTube videos on how to slide.
Yeah,
Good
Commodore
idea.
is just—he's halfway stuck with all this chainmail, and it just sounds like a kid dragging a brick across
Dang.
tile
As Commodore makes his way through, it is at this point that Oceana begins to climb the ivy. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw as you begin to climb, Oceana.
would my what's the word here? Danger sense proc for
Yes,
this?
it would apply.
All right then.
You beat me
time
to it.
Have... Thank you. Thank God for danger sense.
18. You manage to avoid these nasty looking spines that are growing, out of this ivy, and you make it to the top unscathed. And you can see that the snake, sorry, it was supposed to be further along, is beginning to climb down off the ledge onto the lower level after this wall here.
Question: would there be any sort of stable footing here to
Yes.
tie a rope?
Everything up. Oh, to tie a rope? Probably not.
Okay, you see the Triton really wanting to throw that rock she has on her hand, but then she looks back and remember how everyone kind of failed to do the acrobatic swing. She sighs, "Land dwellers always need helps. Quick, everyone! The thorns are dangerous. Try using this rope." And she uses her rope to trust the group to help them climb safely. Instead, the land eel is almost escaping. Please come quickly.
I have a question. I have climbing speed. Would this help me not just with the ivy, but is there like a wall that I could climb with climbing speed
Um,
instead of touching the ivy?
Unfortunately, the only entrance is basically the ivy, and it kind of wraps around on the ledge. So you would come into contact with it anyway.
You could also try to climb through the rope that Ocean is offering for the folks to go. She's holding it right now.
Unfortunately, if you used a rope to ascend, your feet would still make contact with the ivy wall.
Would they
Unless,
have advantage?
sure, yeah, I'll give you advantage if you use a rope.
All right then. Okay, everyone, quick! I'm holding it. Climb quickly.
Right. Razor's gonna go first, I guess.
Make a dexterity save with
Oceana's
advantage.
Alright, cool. One sec.
So the way you do a
Save.
save is you're gonna click on the where it says save underneath
Load.
dex. That +7 right there.
Advantage, right?
Yes.
Ocean absolutely doesn't trust you all with climbing stuff.
With Oceana's help, you very easily manage to dodge the very dangerous looking spines on this ivy.
Now go.
and
I,
then-
I'll help.
I don't
if-
see where we're supposed to roll the dex save, actually.
Yes, it's a save.
Where would it be at in the...
Below your dex score,
below the
there is a
stats.
mod. There's a save. Is the second one.
It's under attribute.
There's a sheet.
In attributes or...
So if you look at the top of your character sheet, you should see strength, dex, con, and intelligence, wisdom, and charisma.
Oh, just there. Okay,
Oh,
I see.
yeah,
I see.
yeah,
I
And then
see.
you're looking for that +6. And because Oceana
don't-
has dropped a rope, you have advantage on this.
Yeah, she's also holding it to help you folks there. Don't forget advantage.
Hey.
Nine.
Any chance, Jack, can Razor see the snake from here?
Yeah, hold on. I'm just trying to resolve other people's actions here.
No problem.
You very easily climb the rope and not take any damage. I'll say that you guys were able to move. I'm sorry, Razor's able to move as Lucky's climbing. What would you like to do, Razor? And the snake has probably moved a few squares at this point.
How far is this again?
It's about a
Like
10-foot drop.
15 feet away?
It's a 10-foot drop.
I mean, the snake.
Oh, yeah, he's
From
about
where I am.
he's about 20 feet away because of, Pythagorean's theorem.
Gotcha. Can I throw a dart at the snake?
Yes, absolutely. It's within range, I believe.
Right, cool.
So don't forget to alt click.
Let me just alt click. Yeah.
Commodore, you very
then
easily navigate the vines without taking damage. Yeah, so alt click and then roll your dart. Perfect.
And attack, right?
Yes. The dart goes wide, and you see a dart sticking out in the wood, and the snake just kind of wraps itself around and pushes itself further away.
Commodore is going to throw his spear at it.
Okay, roll to hit. That will hit. Roll damage.
Nice.
You will watch as this spear launches itself from Commodore's hand and impales itself in this serpent, killing it instantly.
Oh.
I haven't thrown that in a while.
Oceana looks at the group. She gives them a nod. Ah, well done, everyone. We defeated the land EO.
I pull my spear back and throw it back on my back.
All right.
The Razor's gonna turn around to the other folks and then just explains what happened. I guess my dart was too light.
It was the wind, right? The breeze.
Yeah, it is.
It happened.
You're easily able to jump down from this 10-foot height without taking any damage or making a roll because you're not really stressed here in this moment. You see ahead of you that there's just a very steep wall about 60 feet up. And in this section of the wall, you can see another platform. And you can see from this very back angle back here that there is another exit up there. As you begin to approach this area, you will also note that there is this green stretch of ground where some moss has begun to grow. And you look up and you see that there is a steady trickle of water kind of dripping down on off of some very precarious looking scaffolding and ceiling. It looks like it could fall with the slightest bump.
Does the snake seem to be a normal type of snake as we are close to it?
At first glance, the snake is definitely of some kind of venomous variety.
Could Oceana try to roll something she has ever heard of? If after analyzing she could notice any sort of special properties of this land's venomous eel.
Describe what you would do to try to identify this creature.
Oceana would squat down with her tentacles and look at the thing, lightly poking it, turning it side to side, trying to see if she could spot any sort of strange marks, things she could associate with magic or the like.
Make a nature check for me.
I can help her, since I guess I would have like hunted these in the wild or something like them.
Sure. Roll nature with
case,
advantage.
In this case, can we do the opposite and have Oceana helping Lucky?
Yeah, that's fine. I'll go ahead and roll with advantage.
All right. So we'll just have you roll into range there. With a 19, this is a poisonous viper, or a venomous viper, I should say. It's not a native species to this part of Faerun. This is what you would see in like a jungle kind of climate.
Okay, it's like where I'm from. Okay.
Yes.
Would I be able to possibly take out a little jar out of my bag and put it on its teeth to get some of that venom in the jar?
Unfortunately, dead snakes they're not milked in the same way. You would have to do some kind of like field stripping in order to potentially get any venom out of this thing.
Can I just put it in my bag for now and keep it for later?
Of course.
Okay. You just see like Lucky like paws on the snake, just kind of slip it right into their bag. We'll save that for later.
For like a belt or shoes, right?
Oh, or yeah, totally. Or we could cook it. Maybe I don't know.
I wonder if land EO stays the same. as they do normal eels.
It's like
It
tastes
is
like
nothing.
Commodore just kind of shakes his head. It's like, okay.
Well, regardless, let us focus on the important goals as she approaches you.
As you begin to approach this greened area, you can see that there is a disturbance in the ceiling above you guys. I just want you to stay right there for me. Sorry, I should have paused. That's my bad. And you see that there is beginning to drop down from the ceiling for lack of a better term, a puddle of fog. And I need luck of the draw. Please make a dexterity saving throw.
Ooh, damn,
Okay.
I'm lucky.
dexterity saving throw.
Are you shitting me right now?
Look, like, in their defense, your name is literally luck.
I told you before I rolled
Yeah.
really good. I gave you the warning. I'm a good roller.
Luck, your cat senses go off, and you immediately roll 10 feet ahead like a Dark Souls character, just as this puddle of fog lands exactly where you were standing.
Okay, perfect.
You see
And
that
that's
it is
nice.
you see that it is roiling and kind of turning as if the top of a cauldron that's being heated. But otherwise it stays in place.
Well, that was a close one.
What's this? And do we notice, or shall we look towards the ceiling and see if she could spot any other spots of these around?
Above the green area here on the floor, you notice that there is a very similar looking weakness in the ceiling that could collapse at the slightest provocation.
Hmm.
And
So
you
the
also see
ceiling
that,
is-
Razor.
and I'm sorry,
Go-
one
go
other
ahead, sorry.
thing. You also see that there's an exit directly above on another platform as well.
Hmm. What you're going to say, Razor?
Can Razor tell what substance this is?
How would you like to investigate it? Please describe what you do.
Razor's gonna crouch down. I'm not sure. It's liquid, right? Of some sort.
It's more like a gas that you can see. It's behaving more of
Right.
like a fog, but like a cloud, really. It's hovering about 5 feet off the ground.
Gotcha. Razor's gonna crouch down, and then try to put his hands through the whatever the fog is.
Okay,
And
I
then
would
put
like
that
you to please make a
through the
wisdom saving throw
Gotcha.
as you touch the cloud.
Wisdom saving throw. Wisdom. All right. A 14.
God, that +4 saved you. You are immediately grasped onto by a pair of skeletal, translucent, ghostly arms and hands as it drags you into the
no.
center of this cloud form. You do not suffer any harm, however. You do get pulled into a vision.
And you're scared of ghosts, you poor thing.
I was thinking the same
It
thing.
would happen to you.
He's probably freaking out right now.
Razor, you're pulled
Yeah.
into a memory that does not belong to you. Everything is dark, and you're cold. A distant roar echoes overhead, unwavering and uncaring as the world moves on. You're gritting your teeth. Your breathing is ragged, with a death grip on something scaly and writhing in your hands. Suddenly, there's a hiss, pain, and then darkness. You come back, and you are still enveloped in the fog pool, with the skeletal hands gripping onto you. What do you do?
Can Razor try to run away from the fog or something?
You may make an athletics check to try and break the grip of these
Right.
hands.
I imagine
Kinda
that
like
as soon as
forcing myself
Razor,
through.
Could I give him bardic inspiration?
You may. What does
also
that?
I
give you bardic
imagine
What does that look like? Look.
I'll say, "Oh my God, my poor Razor does not like ghosts," because I can see the hands, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'll say, "Razor, you must break free," and I'll cast bardic inspiration,
Okay.
or give you a bardic inspiration.
All right.
That adds 1d6, right?
6. Where would
Yes.
that be at in Foundry?
So it's going to be in your features,
Okay.
and then bardic
I think that's
inspirations.
1d8 right now because we are level 5. I'm not fully sure.
Let me see.
It says I got 3 uses.
So if you click on the little dice thing, it'll put it in the chat, and then there might be additional interactions.
It says usability.
There we go.
Do I roll now?
Hold on just a second. Yeah, so go ahead and roll.
Okay. Athletics, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
And then
Becomes a 1d8 at level 5, so you'd add a d8 to that.
yeah, so if you look at the chat there, you'll see dice symbols. And then the D8's
Right.
going to be the third one from the left. And then just roll a D8 that way.
Gotcha. And then I just hit enter.
Yep. There you go. Perfect.
That's-
With a total of 26, you very easily slip out of the grasp of these skeletal hands. And you see that they wave wildly for a moment, and you're able to move out of the fog cloud.
And then Razor's gonna talk to the entire party.
What did you say?
Don't do that. Like warning them. Just don't try it.
I'm sorry that I failed to protect you. I'll be more careful next time, I promise, Razor.
Thank you. And then
What
can I
is-
move over to where Oceana is so I can feel safer?
Sure, you
maybe?
can move yourself. Oh, I'm sorry. I had it paused. Please go
Alright,
ahead.
Cool. There.
As Commodore sees that all happening, he kind of just chuckles as he runs up to her. or them.
Oceana puts Razor on her back again. There we go. Protected. But in front of us, I do want to ask. She will look at the group and say, we do have to climb this, but the one that tries to climb should be careful and very delicate. I could try. I have good instincts. I could be able to dodge if worse came to worse. Though it would mean having to put Razor down again, I would imagine.
Just to be clear, this is a 60-foot sheer wall.
Oh,
Yep.
it's just 60 foot. Oh, in this case, Oceana, sorry, my bad. Let me change what Oceana said. Oceana would look at Luck and says, Luck, my cat friend, I have plan.
Okay.
Do you trust me?
I do trust you. Yeah.
Okay. Oceana then picks up Luck and she takes a good look at the wall. Idea simple. I have very strong arm. Wall, close enough distance to throw. Me throw you, you go through exit, and then use rope for us.
Yeah, I can climb. I have claws. I'll catch myself. I'm a cat. I always land on my feet. Yeah, fuck it. Let's do it.
All right then, let's go. And yeah, Oceana will use Luck as an improvised weapon to throw them at the 60-foot range.
Okay, so we have a fastball special trying to go a total of 5, 10, 15, about 90 feet is your, according to the angle here.
Oceana
So,
would go straight down. Which should go straight down.
oh,
to
okay,
reduce
so you're
the
just
distance.
tossing straight up. Okay.
Yeah.
That
And
changes
should
things.
put Razor. It should put Razor back again, just in case the thing falls on her and like.
Okay,
One moment, Razor. I will put him back again.
let's have you guys do, both of you do an athletics check, please.
Can I
Alright.
use acrobatics if I'm going to try to use my claws to catch myself once she throws me up?
Sure. For now, it'll be
That's-
acrobatics, and then we'll see what happens after that.
That's very kind of you.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Nice, matching 24s. Yeah, you easily give Luck like a cheerleader pop up. The required 60 feet. And Luck lands on top of the ledge up here. Unfortunately, Luck, you're looking around and there's nothing to tie a rope off to.
Oh, Oceana. I'm not going to be able to hold this rope while you guys climb up here. There is nothing to tie the rope up to.
Mm.
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 Um,
Okay, I have plan too. And then she looks at Commodore. Commodore, strong. Commodore, hold hope. Come here, Commodore, and she offers her hands to touch Commodore next.
Commodore's gonna say, take a step back. Just take a step back. And he's gonna pull a spear out. You said
Oh.
there's a rubble on top of this? Is that what you said?
Yes, your friends are currently standing underneath it.
Yeah, I'm telling these guys, both of them to step back.
Razor, do you get out of the way? Okay.
Yeah.
Are you aiming for the ceiling?
Trying to, yep.
Make an attack roll, please.
Yep. Come on. Oops.
I want to say I want someone to draw Oceana throwing Lucky.
Oh my god.
An 11 is sufficient. You you nail the center of this very awkward-looking structure in the roof. You hear a slight grumble and groan as there is obviously something that gives way, and a perfect stepping stone drops down from the ceiling, which you are able to climb without any issues.
Yeah, I look at the other two. I'm like, after you.
And I'll say you're able to recover your spear as well.
Ah, thank you. That's very kind. I figured it was going to break.
Perfect. Razor, do you want to go back to my back or do you want to walk?
And then I'll just hop onto Oceana's back.
All right, I
And
got.
then Oceana's good.
I'm a show off a little bit. There's a really interesting module called Rideable, and now Oceana and Razor are now linked. So whenever Oceana moves, Razor moves. See?
That's cute.
Gotcha.
I love
Yeah, let
that.
me see. Right. No. You.
That's so cool.
That's so cute.
Okay. You begin to head out of this destroyed building, and you come immediately across a much more gilded-looking hallway that connects to this building. And it's a little bit startling to see that there was any grandeur left in this place at all. But very quickly, it begins to once again deteriorate into rubble and disrepair. And that is where we're going to take a short break, because I got to pee.
Sounds
Okay,
good.
cool.
All right. Same.
I do want to add, now that we're on break time, God, Oceana has spent the whole session so far rolling, putting people on her back, and tossing people. That's
Good for
peak
Oceana.
barbarian
A true
gameplay.
barbarian.
Peak
I love
barbarian gameplay.
All right, I'm going to be right back.
Yep.
I just want someone to draw Oceana throwing Lucky like 90 feet into the air
With
I just
Razor
want-
on her back.
with Razor on her back.
Also, a reminder to everyone, Oceana doesn't have legs. She has tentacles in place of her feet.
8
So
of them?
yeah.
Yeah.
Haven't I shown you the photo of her to all of you? Let me
What was
send
that?
it again.
Oh yeah, photo.
Yeah, I sent it before in the group chat. Let me send it again. Here, 1 second.
Yeah, I've been slacking in the group chat this week.
It's all good.
been super busy.
Here you go, found her. Here's how she looks.
Oh, she's a
Ah,
cutie pie.
that's cool.
She also
Nice.
has a witch hat despite not being able to cast magic at all.
Cute.
Just being some fancy.
Now you just gotta put Razor on your back.
Yeah, draw Razor on your back.
Yeah.
I do also like to
At this
imagine.
point, I might as well be an equipment at this point.
No, honestly, at this point,
Or-
just get mounted combatants.
You're a turret.
Pocket monk.
Pocket monk. I do also like that my headcanon is that whenever Oceana has to say chicken pox, or she says, screw it, the Razor, your turn. And she just pops Razor from her back. You speak.
All right. So if you guys need to jump up and stretch, get some water, please go ahead and do so. I just realized my water bottle is empty. I'll be right back again. Sorry.
Good time. I'm eating some lovely grapes.
Mm.
BRB.
So, folks, apparently according to chat, we missed a perfect moment for a Ghostbusters reference.
Which
Folks,
reference?
I don't know. Big Trucky Turtle. Which reference did we miss?
Hmm.
Yeah. Small question, just so I'm able to have an idea. Is my accent a bit too thick, or are you all able to understand me fine today?
No,
Oh,
it's
I
all
think you sound
good.
fine.
Glad to hear
Yeah,
so.
yeah, you're good. I work with a lot of Hispanics, mostly Mexicans, but I'm used to. You're doing good.
Glad to hear so.
You guys, I'm rolling so good.
Honestly,
don't-
How many
and
nat
that
20s
makes
have
me
I rolled?
scared
3 or 4?
for for this time.
Yeah, I rolled terrible in a DM for 3 years, and it's, it's so frustrating.
Like in my experience, um, we when people start rolling really good, you have to pray it keeps that way because when it stops, it stops for good too.
Yeah, you hit that brick wall.
So let's hope we keep this until the end of the session.
Yeah, you good. Yeah.
All right. I don't know what happened, but there was a hiccup. But I guess I had to unplug my mic and plug it back in. We're good now, I guess. Silver, are you back?
I'm back.
Welcome back. Okay. Get this happy music out of here.
Oh, I did like it.
Oh,
Get it
Oh,
out of here. You guys are supposed
yeah.
to be
No more.
scared, not having fun. What the fuck is this?
Oh, that's not very nice.
Well, you
You
know.
did scare a razor.
Alrighty.
he's been
You
scared
guys
all the time.
you guys begin to approach another section of this wonderful place that you're in that I will activate momentarily after I place your tokens. Badoop. What's the marching order, by the way?
Mhm.
Yeah, Commodore
Um,
would be in the back.
Commodore in the
yeah,
back.
I guess
Oceana
Oceana would be in the
probably.
front.
Yeah, and because she's carrying Razor, so the Oceana
Then,
Yeah.
Razor
So
Black Commodore.
mhm,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Keep the squishies in the center.
Keep the squishies in the middle.
So there is space for someone to stand next to Oceana. Who would take that spot?
Uh, Lucky would probably take that spot. Yeah.
Understood.
So I do want to add, as like take the spot, Oceana would give them a little pat on the head and say, "Good job, skin that well, by the way. You good."
I try really hard, my darn hardest.
As
And your
you
hardest is good.
as you have this conversation, you come to the following scene.
Oh,
Are you guys not able to see anything? Fuck.
we see
Yeah.
rubble,
Okay.
I can see the
Good.
hall.
Okay. Good.
a
Good. Good.
tunnel
Good.
of rubble.
Okay. Great. You are free
Well,
to move as you would like.
Oh damn, I'm not anymore. I stopped becoming rideable.
Yeah, I had to change the
I know.
token.
Don't worry, I'm just kidding. Before Oceana would move further though, having seen some of the things in the collapsing floors, she would try to look around the ground, the ceiling, and the walls to see if she could notice any sort of unstable scenarios that could pose a risk to the group.
As you begin to
Like,
kind of look around, this section seems to have settled better than what you just come from. It seems like this structure was built much better than the other building you were just in. So you don't think the likelihood of a cave in is likely.
okay, Oceana will look at the group and then say, hmm, seems like what? Seems like above floor is not unstable like before. Walk should be fine. And she starts walking forward as well.
I'm gonna look at Lucky. You coming?
I am, but I'm skeptical.
Oceana, you see that the pathway opens up to the right.
What will be to the left, just out of curiosity?
Just tons of rubble. It seems like this section has collapsed at some point in its history and blocked off the normal way that would be where you would go if this place was still, in repair.
Huggy Razor, you have good eyes. Do your eyes notice any strange mark around?
Razor's gonna go off of uh Oceana's back, and then gonna try to crouch and maybe like take a bit of dust from the floor and see if there's anything unusual from you know.
Okay. Make a survival check.
Good, Oceana give him advantage by aiding him on the looking.
Of course.
Advantage. All right, I'll take that. Oh, 19.
With a 19, you do notice that there are serpentine tracks that lead through the loose dirt and dust in this area.
All right, and then I'm gonna Razor's gonna relay that to the group. Guys, there are more snakes here. I think.
More snakes.
Snakes. Oh, you mean land eels, like the one before?
Yeah.
Do you think you could point out where a hole is for us to be careful?
Does Razor see that?
You don't see any holes where they could hide in your general vicinity right now. But if you watch out specifically for them, you might be able to point them out.
Okay. So Razor's since Razor's not walking anyway, he's gonna focus on any of the holes that might have, snakes in them.
Roger, Roger.
Yeah, any chance I could. Wait, what do I want to think?
Do what?
Yes, it works!
That's better, way better.
Okay, with Razor on the lookout for holes, Oceana would carefully, as well as try to be quiet as well as she walks through this path. Tell me
So
if you see
being
anything,
stealthy.
Huggy. Yeah, at least he's trying to. We all know how it ended up last time.
There is a pathway that opens up to the left.
How do I move my screen to like go that way?
Oh, shift, and then use WEASD.
You can also flip your token by hitting F. Just don't do it more than like 2 or 3 times in a row because that will mess it up.
And you become small.
Yes, it basically keeps you like on the edge of your token.
I just don't see. I don't see anything.
Could I roll a perception to see if I hear any sort of sounds to indicate any sort of creatures around?
Sure. And you're able to move through each other's spaces if you would like to, as well. You don't notice anything that sounds like anything interesting. You just hear the slight breeze that's passing through this area.
Oceana thinks for a bit, trying to put her logic to work, and then she decided that left probably is a good path. So she's going to try to go left. Unless anyone stops her.
As you begin to head in that direction, you will see... Oh, never mind, you stopped. Keep going.
He said, "Keep going."
You will see
Keep going.
you will see 3 snakes in a corner, and as soon as you approach here, they all begin to take defensive postures, in as if you are a threat, but they have not begun to attack or anything.
Can just for our sake, because Razor will also see since he's on my back, can I just move my token up without actually taking the step? Just so Razor can also... actually, wait, I have a solution.
I'll just unhook you. It's fine.
All right, cool. Yeah, that's fine.
There, you're detached now, and then you can turn yourselves. Wait, what?
Hello?
I don't know what happened. Why did that detach? Okay.
Jesus Christ.
I'm attached
What the
again.
heck?
I'm too sticky.
What the hell?
Yeah, really stuck.
Okay, there it goes. All right, I was just selecting the
Alright,
wrong
there we go.
token. My bad.
Oceana would see the animals. Should raise her hands calmly to indicate she's not a threat. And could she roll animal? She'll try to take a look to see if there are in any sort of need beyond just hunger. Like could I roll animal handling for that?
When you begin to try to placate these serpents as if they're animals, they hiss, and they're not able to actually hit you with the lunge, but they seem to ignore any kind of peace offering you're trying to give them, and they remain aggressive.
Oceana would whisper towards Razor and Velak since they're the closest. Oceana hit or Oceana go?
I think DM being like aware of these creatures, would they just leave you alone if you left them alone?
For the most part, yes.
Yeah, I'll say Oceana, these snakes are not they're not gonna to mess with us if we don't mess with them. I just say we let them be and move on.
Land used to be lucky not to become roasted barbecue later. Let us go.
Yeah, they taste like chicken. Okay, let's go.
Then Oceana would try to go, but she would still keep a watch on her back, out of worry that the snakes were actually going to follow them. Actually, before she goes, can I roll a martial check to see if they appear to have any sort of intelligence intent?
Any what?
Any sort of higher than an animal intelligence? Oceana is suspicious because of the mention of one of the robed figures having a snake by the red-haired guy.
That would probably fall under an insight check.
All right, then the insight it is.
These are snakes. They seem to be acting like snakes.
Yes,
Snakes.
land ears. Let us continue then.
Razor's gonna just follow Oceana around.
Okay, that's fine. I'm not going to couple you again because there's a lot of tight corners in here.
Sure.
You come to an area that begins to open up.
Are there holes of snakes that Razor can notice as well here?
He has not noticed any yet.
Okay then. The ground seems unstable, or is this just rocky?
It's just rocky.
Okay. Oceana gets close to the boulder. Does it seem special in any way?
Pause for a second. Sorry,
fuck.
I need to adjust something.
It got really bright in here.
I love how you can see the brightness on the room based on how much you can see Oceana. If it is very bright, she will blind you with how pale she is.
Continue.
Okay. As usual, as soon as she gets into a very open area, Oceana goes quiet and tries to see if she can hear any sort of noise or the like that could indicate someone close ahead. Perception?
Yes. With a 14, you don't hear anything. Maybe, hold on. No, definitely not.
Yeah, then Oceana would say to the group, be careful, those land eels could come back and frighten us in the back.
Is there
And then
anything on the ceiling?
Oh, hello. Hi.
Hi.
Good morning.
As you come around that corner of the boulder, you see a woman with scales on her face, shoulders, and chest, and a arrow immediately flies from her bow directly at your face. At the same time, another such woman fires another shot, but this time at Luck. So this is a surprise attack against y'all.
Oh, rude.
Surprise round.
Rude.
Why you
Everybody,
gotta be so rude? Don't you know a
Jack,
humanoid too?
I thought Oceana was
Ooh,
telling
that's a
me hello,
natural
and
one.
I was like, hello?
Oh no! I turned around the corner and just hi! I can see you.
You were talking to me, so I was like, hi.
Does a 23 hit you, Luck?
Yeah, 23 hits me.
All right. You will suffer 9 points of piercing damage.
Okay. Do you do that, or do I do that?
I did it.
Okay.
And now,
since the first one was a nat one, by any chance, since Razor's on top of Oceana, right? By any chance, can Razor catch that and then throw it back?
Unfortunately, you were not the target.
Gotcha. All right, that's fine. Just wondering.
That's okay. Good question. I like it.
Does a 23 hit you?
You know.
So rude.
All right, go ahead and roll your initiative, please.
Oh, also, Jack, I know you didn't ask, but a 9 doesn't hit Ocean.
Aw, rolled bad initiative.
Oh,
See,
no, I
this
forgot
is
how to roll initiative.
this is why I sass you guys, because they my players just give it right back. So
I never played. Where is initiative?
so if you look at if you look at your character sheet, it's going to be all the way on the right side at the top. See where it says I and I next to charisma on the right side.
Ah, gotcha.
Wunderbar.
Thank you.
Perfect. Perfect. Okay. Let us begin. All right, at the top of the round is an unseen actor, someone you do not notice doing things. They will now pass their turn. Next is a scaled woman. She will close the distance 5, 10, 15, 20. And I need, let's see, actually, what's the line looking like here? 25. She opens her mouth and a stream of green ichor flows in a straight line. I need both Oceana and Razor to please make Constitution saving throws.
Alrighty.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
It is.
The liquid splashes over you and gets into your eyes and a little bit into your mouth, and you feel a tingling and also a burning slightly, but you manage to wipe it away quickly before it takes effect, and you do not get poisoned. So that's going to be her turn. Actually, no, that was a bonus action. She's going to swing twice at Oceana. This is a custom stat block, so I'm trying to make sure I use everything at my disposal. A 24
That's a
hits.
hit.
All right. Normal. 5 points of slashing damage, and then she's going to swing again with a scimitar.
Also hits.
That will also hit. Dealing only 4 points of damage this time. And that's her turn. Luck. You see this green spray just stop just short of you, and Oceana is sliced twice.
Let's see. I only see the one figure right now, right?
Let's see. No, you have line of sight on the other one as well.
I don't see them on the map, actually.
You don't?
I do not. I only see the one.
You don't see this one over here?
I see where you're glowing, but I can't quite see that square.
You have dark vision, right?
Yeah.
Weird.
I wonder if it's just the way the map is positioned right now.
It might be because part of the shadow of the rock is obscuring part of the token. So that might say,
yeah, okay.
yeah, it might be that. So here's what I'll do. I'll move this token slightly downwards. Can you see that now?
No.
Really?
I think it's just the way the map is. Like, am I allowed to move the map?
You should be able to pan with like a right click.
That's okay.
Okay.
I'll just hit this lady for now instead.
Okay.
I am going to do a starry wisp.
Okay. Nice. 17 will hit.
Perfect. Does it do the damage automatically?
It does not. You'll need to hit the damage button. 11 points of damage. Very nice.
And then for my bonus action, I will say, Oceana, you're so close to that person. I hope you'll be okay, but maybe this will help. And I will give her bardic inspiration
Very cool.
again.
Make sure
I'll
you
just
select
say
Oceana.
I can do that.
Yeah.
Like
so
target her.
yes, and then roll it
then-
again, but don't take the resource. Like there should be an option.
Oh, yeah. I think there's like an option to take the resource back.
Yes. So let's do that. That way I can apply the bardic inspiration to Oceana.
How do you take the resource back?
I can just manually reset it.
Okay, thanks.
Well, it says you still
and
have
then-
2 out of 3. So
Yeah, I used one on Silver Fox earlier. I
yes.
should have one left. Okay, perfect. And then I am going to look at Calm and say, good luck, and I'm going to move behind this rock to protect myself
Okay.
here if I can. I can't see, actually. Yeah. You know what? I don't need to see.
Correct.
That's my turn.
Okay, next is an unseen actor. It is going to do a thing, and now it is the other Snursen's turn. She is going to run. She can only move 30 feet, so what are her options here? Let's see. So that's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Ooh, no likey. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Does that get her within range? It do. No, it doesn't. That's 25 feet. Boo. Instead, she will just take a shot at Razor from here. Try to shoot him in the back. Really? 15 misses. All right.
Yeah, that misses.
That's going to be her turn. It is now Oceana. Paul, are you there? Okay.
I am here. I'm here. Sorry, I forgot to change my voice button. My apologies.
All good?
Can you? Oceana sees this person, this creature that tried to attack her, that hits her twice, and dared to damage her beloved dress. The barbarian then taking a deep breath and saying something peculiar in Primordia. Those who know being able to hear that she said, in a very fluent way, I will make you pay for this. And she activates. Sorry, I not activate. And she attacks the creature with an armed attack by first trying to shove attack it to make it fall prone in the ground.
Okay. So that'll be a saving throw after you hit the unarmed attack.
Question: because of this, does reckless attack affect us now, or no?
I'll add a penalty to her roll for reckless attack if you use it.
Sure, I'll use it then.
Okay. I'll apply a negative D4.
Okie dokie.
So she's gonna roll. Let's see, what is she best at? Dexterity for sure. So she'll roll a dex save, and then she'll have a negative D4 on that. Oh, next a fucking 1. Incredible. Okay. Yeah, she goes prone.
As this was an armed attack, I used the Tavern Brawler's feature that after doing an unarmed attack or improvised weapon, I can grapple a foe And Ocean will use one of her tentacles to grapple around the creature's neck to keep it stable and fixed on the ground.
Okay,
Yes.
she is also grappled.
Oh, it needs to pass. I still have to. I am using reckless attack again for it though. I was smart.
Okay, so that's going to be another dex save. I'll just roll it. She's only got like a plus. Yeah, she fails that as well. So yeah, she is grappled.
Right. And with her second attack, and she's a level 5 barbarian, Oceana will simply punch this person in the face.
Okay. You have advantage on this attack because she's prone.
How do I activate that advantage? There you go. Oh no, that was disadvantage. Bah.
That's fine. We'll take
You
the
could-
highest.
I was gonna say you could use your inspiration, but
Yeah,
you
I was going to use the inspiration for this as well.
So that would be a total of 13 with the advantage, which hits. You would hit with a 13. So you don't have to use inspiration if you don't want to. Nice, max damage. It did roll the damage, didn't it?
Oh, yes, it did. Sorry, I forgot again that I had the thing. Yes, it was 7 damage.
7 damage. Okay. That's weird. I don't. Oh, there it is. Okay.
I think it just took a second for some reason.
Yeah. Never mind. I got it.
However, that's not the end of my turn, actually. As Ocean is going to use her movement to move. She moves half to move here while dragging the creature alongside.
I was about to say, yeah. Okay.
And I imagine because of Razor being on her back, also Razor gets dragged too.
Right.
So let's move this
Is
conga line.
that how it works?
If you're carrying both of these creatures, you can only move like 10 feet, unfortunately.
Okay, so one down then. So
Yep.
here for Oceana and did that.
Yep.
There you go.
There we go.
That's the end of my turn now.
Okay. Next is an unseen actor. It is going to move into position, and that's its turn. Commodore.
All right, Commodore is going to move right here and give this a good swing.
As you move, something happens.
Okay.
Some held actions go off. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Yeah, dang
5,
snake.
10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
We should have killed him. We should
as-
have killed him.
As they start to enter the battlefield, please continue your turn. Sorry.
Damn it.
Target right there. Oh
Ooh.
my god.
8 is just going to miss, unfortunately. You have a second attack. No, you don't. You're a cleric. I
No,
apologize.
Clark.
Yep.
That would be my turn.
Okay. Razor. You see
Okay,
some
so-
snakes coming out of the darkness.
Right. From behind, right?
Yep.
All right, cool. So Razor's gonna vault off of Oceana, towards here, and then whack the hell of this out of
All
this
right.
creature
You have advantage.
using my quarterstaff. Yeah. Wait. Let me look for the quarterstaff.
Don't forget to alt click on your target,
Oh yeah. Thank you for reminding me.
Yep. and then just click the quarterstaff again from your inventory.
Oh, gotcha.
There you go. And then attack.
And then advantage.
Yes, that's gonna hit. Roll damage, sir. That was almost a
Roll
crit.
Damage. All right, cool. And
6 points of
then
damage.
I'm also gonna stun the creature.
Sure. So just select
using
stunning
my
strike.
key point.
Stunning strike is in your
Strike.
features.
Features. Huh, weird. I only have deflect missiles.
Stunning strike is below it.
Just below it.
Yep.
No, like literally, I don't see it. It's like
Are you in
there's only
the
one under
Are you in the
active
features tab?
abilities. Yeah, I am.
Let's see. All right, I rolled it for you. I'll show you where it is later, but for now, we'll just do
All right,
that.
cool.
So it's going to be a con
Sure.
save for her. She fails.
All right,
One
she's
more
done.
snake.
Jesus.
And then for my second, because I have extra attack, same target.
Okay.
Quarterstaff.
She's getting
Attack.
JoJo stomped. Jeez.
That hits. Rolling damage.
Yep, roll damage. 8 points of damage. She is on death's door as you
Okay.
smack her in the face multiple times.
All right, and then for my bonus action, I'll be using an unarmed strike.
Okay. Let's see it. Another attack with
And-
advantage.
Wait. I'll just use just this one, right?
Yeah, just the unarmed attack.
There we go. All right, cool. Then advantage.
Mm-hmm. That hits. Roll damage.
That hits. Then
Hey.
She's barely hanging on. Oh no, actually, that. How do you end the life of this Snursen?
Yeah.
all right. So Razor starts to lock in because it's a battle, right?
Mm-hmm.
So as soon as he whacks the creature with a quarterstaff, he enters into this fighting pose and then takes a deep breath, and then his heartbeat starts to slow down. And then just unleashes a flurry of attacks to the creature.
Whack, whack. Smack, smack, smack. And she is no longer moving on the ground. And I believe that is your turn, unless you'd like to move anywhere else, sir.
I still have movement, like
You have 25 feet.
yeah, I can move here. Yeah, I can move here, right next to this creature right here.
Let me check. That might be just a tad out of range. So you're actually right about here.
Oh, I thought I had 55.
Oh, that's right.
Did
You're
I
a
have
monk.
55?
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Ignore me. Do what you want.
Yeah.
You can get anywhere you want. You have 5 feet movement.
There,
They can move.
I'll stop there.
On a bus.
All right. Next is the snakes, who are no longer hidden because they have exposed themselves. So you'll see them in the initiative now.
Kind of rude.
This snake will dash forward. Or not dash, but just like run forward and attack you, Commodore. Ignore that it says scimitar in the chat, please.
Yep.
I think that's gonna miss anyway. And that's gonna be its turn. That's a dead lady on the ground. Luck, it is now your turn. You see these snakes attacking the person behind you, or closer to the
yeah.
doors.
Come out of hiding and be like, oh, there's where the other person is. Because I couldn't see shit from that rock. And I am going to... Yeah, you know what? I'm not going to fuck around. I'm going to cast, at level 1, Dissonant Whispers.
Oh.
And
Wow.
I'll display that in the chat so you can do your saving throw. Wisdom saving throw.
What are you targeting?
This,
Oh, the lady.
I have it targeted. Yeah.
Okay.
I thought I had to display it in the chat and then roll.
No, so you
Yeah.
select your target first and then do the thing.
Okay.
So you can use the spell. You can use the spell again without consuming a spell slot, and I'll be able to apply it directly to the forehead, as we say.
Okay, it is done.
There you go. Oh,
My apologies.
all good. She fails. What does it sound like as you cast this spell?
It's gonna be like a little messed up. They are gonna hear like the sound of snakes, and her little friend who just died like squealing as she died.
Very nice. She is somewhat haunted by the sounds of her friend dying in agony. At first, it didn't seem to bother her, but now you see that her face is contorted in fear and pain. Movement bonus action.
Yes. I will move. Let's see. Yeah, I think I'll just move right here. And that will be my turn.
Okay. It is now a snake's turn. It is going to rush towards you, Commodore, but instead of attacking you, it is going to use its small size to go through your space and then disengage. 15, 20, 25, 30.
Okay, use our reaction.
It disengaged.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
All good. But that is its turn. It is now this lady's turn. She is also going to disengage and begin backing down the corridor. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And that'll be her turn. Oceana,
Can I do a martial check on this snake above?
you can.
All right then. Use for the martial check.
What would you like to know?
She's trying to see if this supposed land eel
Mhm.
is focused on wanting to attack any of them, or if it seems just like, oh, I'm going to go away and run away.
It seems like this snake at the this one up here is fully intending to flee the battlefield.
All right then.
Okay.
Oceana was taking in what she should do, as the snake seemed to be ready to run away. She releases her tentacle around the grasp of the dead one before saying to Luck, land eel, run, me think. Engage or let it go.
You can answer.
Chase after that lady.
And then she nods and goes here. Does the snake do attack of opportunity on her as she passes?
No.
Okay, that was 30 feet of movement. That is 10 more feet. That's all of my movements, 40 feet. And as she gets to here, Oceana pulls. Wait, what's the distance? Tell me.
10 feet.
No,
15, or yeah, 15 feet.
Too far away. No. Okay, guess I have to use this. Oceana sighs the distance and pulls out one of her battle axe on her hand axes, and she's going to toss it
Okay.
at the one in front of her.
Roll to hit.
Here we go.
That will hit. Roll damage. Ooh, minimum damage.
Then for second attack action, she's going to grab her second hand axe and do the same.
All right.
Come on, you can do it.
That's
God
going to
damn
miss,
it.
unfortunately.
I
The second
reused
hand
my
axe goes wide.
bardic-
The first hand
I don't
axe,
have-
the first hand axe kind of clips her shoulder, and then she kind of hears you shuffling and then dodges out of the way for the second one, not even looking at
Wait,
you.
I do have the bardic inspiration. Can you
Oh,
try
that's
to
true.
see if
Yeah,
it does-
sure. You can roll that.
Maybe that will make that 18.
That
become
hits.
a
It does
13.
hit. It does hit. Roll damage.
Diana was about to miss, but then she remembered the words of luck. And then
that
with
bitch.
that motivating her,
the words "get that bitch."
Motivated by the great pronouns
Our
and
friendship.
phrases and the power of friendship of the words hit that bitch, she hits her for 6 damage.
All right. She is now bloodied at this point. You can see both of the axe wounds are kind of making her stumble a little bit, but she is continuing to run. That's your turn, right?
That's my turn indeed.
All right. That was helpful of you. Thank you. This big old snake is going to move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Disengage. 35, 40, 45, 50.
I do want to say that Oceana will let it pass without trying anything, even attempting.
It
But she
disengaged.
would no, but she wouldn't even try anything. But she would be staring at it, like trying to look tough at the same time.
Commodore, it's now your turn.
All right, I'm just gonna run up in here. See where I'm at. Oh, collide with the wall. Oh wow. So I can't occupy that snake, right?
Correct. Yeah.
But the small one I can.
Yes, you can be in its space.
I will. Just give it a whack. Get it a whack. Oops, wrong one. Sorry.
Are you attacking the big one or the small one at your feet?
Big snake.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Unfortunately, that will miss. The snake dodges just out of the way, and you hit the ground in between its coils.
Yeah, I don't have any really good bonus action.
All right. Razor.
Oh.
Am I allowed to pass through them? Because
You can pass through allies, but you can't pass through enemies.
Gotcha.
If you need line of sight, Oceana will let you go on her back again. But I imagine that you probably need something.
If you need line of sight, I'll say you can see through the squares. You just can't move through them.
Oh, actually, that's a good idea. Can I vault over Oceana?
You have basically, if you're trying to get into a square that you can occupy, you would have to vault 20 feet. That's possible. You're more than welcome to try.
All right. I'm gonna try that. Yeah. So
Okay.
I'm gonna run towards here.
What's your strength? Your strength is 11.
My strength 11. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, just roll an acrobatics check for me, please. No, I'm sorry, athletics check. I always get those fucked up with this kind of movement.
Sure. Athletics. Too bad.
You crouch down at the end of your like running start here to try to vault, but you trip over a loose rock in the ground, not used to the uneven ground, and you do not jump. You lose the rest of your movement for the turn.
Gotcha. All right, that's perfectly fine. It's perfectly fine.
At least not
I could. Did I lose an action?
No, just your movement. Just your movement.
Just the movement. All right, cool. Then I'll throw a dart towards this small snake right here.
Okay. That one right there. Sure.
Yep. Dart.
That hits. Roll damage.
All right. Damage. That could have been a crit.
5 points of damage to this snake.
Okay, and I will. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna do bonus action patient defense.
Very good. You are now dodging.
Cool.
Cool.
Do I just deduct one
Yeah.
key point?
Just go ahead and roll. Just click the patient defense so it'll deduct the key point for you.
Okay. Cool.
All right, that's going to be Razor's turn. Next is this snake. It is going to move here, so that's 5. It is going to share a space with Commodore and that other snake. And then it is going to disengage. Actually, no, it can't. So it's stuck there. Never mind. You know what? It'll dash. It'll take the opportunity attack. If both of you want to take it.
With my rolling.
If Oceana and Commodore, you both want to take opportunity attacks, you can take them against that snake.
Oceana will start letting snakes go, so she will let the snakes go.
Okay. A 23 will hit. Roll damage. Nice. Pretty good damage there.
I hit something.
You did. And that was that snake's turn. That's a dead Snurson. Luck, it is now your turn.
So I know tabaxis have this ability to be able to move once per. Let's see. I don't see it on Foundry.
The limit for the tabaxi is that you can move really fast, double your speed, but
One
then you
time.
kind of no, but then you have to not do so for a bit. Like, there's no limit.
You
per se,
you basically give up your
Right.
movement on your next turn.
yeah, exactly.
Right. But I don't see it on here. Do I just tell you that I'm doing that?
I know it's there, so I'll believe you.
It's called Feline Agility.
It's there.
when you-
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay, you see it.
Mhm.
Is it in features?
Yes, it's under active abilities.
Oh, perfect. I will go ahead and use this feature.
Okay.
Do I just display this in chat or standard roll it?
Yeah, that's fine. All it does is just gonna consume the resource. That's all it's gonna do.
Okay. Yeah, I just want to let you know I'm using it.
Absolutely.
So that means that I can roll. So then you can double your speed. So I can move 60 feet right now.
Yes.
So let's see. 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. What's over here? Movement to a wall. Let me get here. Oh, that's why I can't see. Actually, I didn't have to use it.
Yeah, we can just refund it for you. There you go.
Perfect. Yeah, I thought I had to use it because I didn't know it was down this hallway. I couldn't see you all.
Perfectly
So I was
fine.
like, oh, it must be so far down the hall. You guys were not far down at all.
The great thing about feline agility is you don't have to use it at the beginning of your turn. You can use it in the middle of it.
Okay, perfect. Well, I'm just going to I am going to go ahead and I'll Starry Wisp them as well.
Okay. Make sure you select your target.
Alrighty. And standard roll.
That I think will hit. It just hits. Yep.
Okay.
Damn, that's some good damage.
You're dead.
That creature is on its last legs. She's struggling very much to stay on her feet and run. Is that going to be your turn?
I think so. I don't think I could do anything else on my turn here.
Very good. Very good. At the end of your turn, the smaller snake that is in Commodore's square is going to disengage and move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Sorry, let me put everyone back where they're supposed to be. And as the snakes slither into the darkness, you guys are trying to corner them, perhaps to eliminate threats as you begin to explore this area. The dark seems to close in with dangers abound. And that is where we're going to end the session for tonight.
On a cliffhanger?
Oh.
On a cliffhanger?
Really? Really?
We're a little bit over time. This was a lot of fun. I was having fun. I wanted to get to the top of the next round. So that's what we did.
It was a lot of fun.
All right, cool.
Yeah,
That's
perfect.
Very
great.
cool.
By the way, it's my first time using Foundry, and the fog of war is really great.
Isn't it? I love it.
Cool.
I love it. It's so much
Yeah,
fun.
It's cool. It's cool.
I'm not going
Um,
to lie, I had lots of fun by throwing people around and picking them up.
I know that it might be kind of late for some of y'all. I like to just kind of get feedback on a session at the end of every session. If you guys don't want to answer these questions on stream and you just want to send me a private message later on, that's fine. But if you don't have any feedback at all, that's fine too. So today you got to start the adventure. You got to investigate the town and kind of get an understanding of what supernatural shit's going on. You got to talk to Theodore and some of the other NPCs. And then you got into a fight in this strangely fantastical and deteriorating setting. Any feedback, any thoughts you'd like to share?
I had a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's super cool, man.
Wow,
Uh,
it was really fun.
It was really fun.
I do want to add that the setting feels very mysterious, and I do hope that we as the party didn't really ruin that too much by being a bit goofy.
No,
I
not
do
at
hope
all.
that's all.
No,
No,
no, no,
no.
no. No, this
But
is
the setting,
this is not my book. This is not my movie. This is you guys playing through a scenario I've set up, and that's it.
I feel like there has to be some tomfoolery, right?
yeah, I do think it's a good balance. But generally, I think it's a really fun scenario. And the way you have been GMing has made it feel very vivid. And for as a group, and this is my personal belief, well, I don't know the opinion of the others, but to me personally, because our group is kind of so chaotic in a way, I suppose, and kind of detached from reality, truth be told, I think that's the best way and most kind way I can describe our group.
Nice.
I think it makes for a very interesting moment because things that would normally face such an absurd scenario are met with like, sure, let's do this, basically. And to me, that enhances the feeling a little because it makes me feel like, oh yeah, the reason why things are working out is not because things are supposed to work out. It's not because there's a game per se. And it's more because like also sorry for say like a lot. My apologies. It's more because of there is this group of very peculiar and exotic people that
That's true.
because of their qualities is managing to be a wrench into
Right.
wherever things going on here. Like how could they expect that a Triton carrying an elf would throw a tabaxi?
So strange.
So, what did you guys think about that jump scare in the well?
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
As
Oh,
a
yeah.
person that suffered a jump scare, I thought I was going to be dragged into the well.
I thought so too. I think
Nice.
I think it was my first time playing with Jack. Jack, I think your DMing was really great and fair.
Oh, thank you so
Um,
much.
I think you gave us a lot of opportunities to like explain what we were doing in thought and then allowing us to have that space. The role playing was really good. The rest of the group, I think we did really good on. I feel like every character has jobs, you know, and I think we all did our jobs tonight. And I really liked the way that our group was really smooth and dynamic.
Excellent insight. Thank you so much. I mean, my approach to DMing is I don't like to rely just on just the roles. I really like to have players kind of explain what they're doing. I think just adds a lot to the game.
Yeah, I
As
actually
some-
do the same thing when I DM. So
as
Yeah,
someone that plays with Jack in another campaign, we play Tyranny of Dragons, which is every Wednesday if anyone wants to watch the live streams. See, Jack, I'm
Hey,
advertising for you.
chill, 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 chill.
But yes, I do play with Jack in the campaign of Tyranny of Dragons. I'm there. I play as a character named Kyo, and generally, Jack is a wonderful GM, especially for making sure things feel fair as well as always interesting. I especially love his martial Jack ability, his homebrew of that, because a lot of the time as a player in some games, I feel like, okay, I want to do this, and my character, who is clearly a better hardened veteran, would be able to do some sort of analysis of what's going on, but I don't want to use them action to do so. So having small steps, small adjustments you make on these things, like the master checks, there's a feature that we didn't have to use, but it's the healing surges that's really helpful for heals, and we probably have to use it to be honest, since we don't have much healers. Oh, no,
Hmm.
we do have a cleric.
That's true.
And from there, etc., is, in my opinion, one of the biggest strong parts of Jack, as well as his improv when players kind of do some insane shit.
Does anybody else have any comments on the initial room you guys got into? I kind of put you guys through a terrain tutorial. What did y'all think about that?
For me personally, because what breaks the game for me is the pacing. If it's too slow and too dragging, so I think the initial map, including up until here, really, it was smooth sailing. Probably partly because of the group, because I think everyone was role playing really well. I would say. Plus, what I noticed is Jack also knows when to move on to the next phase of the story and stuff. So I really like that. I enjoyed the story so far.
Thank you. Appreciate that. I do actually. I work really hard to feel out when a scene should move on. I appreciate you acknowledging that. Thank you.
No, yeah, you
Oh,
know when to step in to keep things going, and you know when to kind of hold back and let us do our shit. It's a
I
dance and it's hard. It is a hard dance.
It is. It's very hard.
No, you're good, man.
Thank you.
also um, complete tangent on my end, but I do want to apologize. I hope that Oceana's gimmick of having badge common didn't make it become annoying. I hope it did.
No, I think you played your character really well, Oceana.
I'm glad so because it's the first time I tried to play a character that doesn't really speak common. And so I was very worried that toward the middle of it, it would become annoying to the others.
No, I think it went really smooth
No,
tonight.
You're
it
good.
draws
Plus, you
you.
carry Razor around, so you're good.
Yeah, Razor likes you because you carry him around.
Not really. It draws me in more because it's more authentic. Almost.
Yeah, having to strain to understand you kind of, increases the immersion.
Hey, that's the advantage of playing someone that has a second language English. I
But
can
I think you speak really well, so I had no problem
Yeah.
understanding you at all.
Yeah, like Paula speaks really good English, so
Hmm.
thank
Well-
you very much.
well, that's pretty much all I had. If you guys have any additional feedback, I'd love to hear it. Otherwise, we'll do the outro and get on out of here for tonight.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
And I need
Thank you, everybody, for watching, and especially to my players. Thank you so much for playing. This was so fun. Thank you, and I hope to see you again. Oh, that's right. Are we good for next week? Same time?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay, we'll
Good.
probably
Yeah.
start a little bit
Okay.
sooner.
Yeah.
We'll start a little bit sooner.
yeah.
We'll probably end a
Keep
little bit
working.
earlier, but it's about the same time. Okay?
Yes,
Okay.
before we
sounds
go,
good.
can I try to brag on you for one thing?
Okay.
So today's my birthday. Can I get free inspiration for next session?
Yes.
Hey.
You should do
Oh,
it.
happy
Yeah,
birthday.
okay. You twisted my arm. You got
Oh, yeah.
inspiration.
Happy
Yeah.
birthday.
All right.
Thank
Thanks
you.
again, everybody, and we hope to see you again on the next one. Bye.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Bye.